Hopefully this is showing you, like, literally, if you could just copy and paste scripts, you can be an appointment setter and make $5,000 a month. Like, it's so freaking simple. If you're looking for the perfect appointment setting DM script to set 10, 15, 20 appointments plus every single day, and no, it's not an exaggeration, we're doing that with our appointment setters every day, then make sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video.
Welcome to the Remote Closing Academy.
Hey, what's going on? Aaron here for the Remote Closing Academy, and one of our last appointment setting videos went absolutely nuts. One of our best performing videos on this channel. So over the next couple videos, we're just going to go in depth and in detail of exactly what appointment setting is and all the tips and tricks to see success in the industry. I mean, it's pretty much brand new, so we want to help you see as much success as possible. So with this video, we're going to do a couple things. Number one is we're going to break down just the process of how the appointment setting DM just overall process works. Number two is go over the exact scripting that we use. And then number three, I'm going to show you 7 different examples of just scrolling through our messages and showing you 7 of those conversations that led into actual conversations using the script that we talk about in this video. So it's going to be a ton of stuff. It's going to be a ton of value, but you're going to get a lot from it. So let's jump in. All right, guys. So jumping into section number 1, I just wanted to help you understand where we are within the overall sales process when it comes to appointment setting. So really, when we look at this, we have 4 different steps. We have the inbound applications. So we're going to more specifically talk about Messenger, right? So you have email, LinkedIn, Facebook, ManyChat, stuff like that. And then we have the triage call. So we're almost in this like medium section between these two, because based on the questions that we ask through Messenger is going to help us understand, do we need to get them on a call, like a triage call, or do we need to, do we get all the information to move them directly to a consult or to a call with the closer? And then the closer goes in, they have the conversation, they try to close them up, or they set them up for a follow-up or a pipeline deal if they need a little bit longer to get funds together. Maybe it's not the right time, whatever it may be. So we're going to focus in where this script is taking place is in between these 2 sections here. All right, guys, so let's jump into section number 2, which is going to be the message flow. Now, we did a video on this relatively recently, depending on when you're watching this, and it's going to be a lot of similarities, but I wanted to break it down a little bit more in depth because that video is like 40 minutes long. This is going to break it down and condense it a little bit for you. So before we go through the actual script itself, I want to explain the context and the mindset that you have to be in when you're setting the appointment. This doesn't matter if you own your own company and you're setting an appointment, or if you are an appointment setter setting the appointment. A massive misconception and mistake that I see a lot of people make is that they are trying to sell the offer in the conversation, right? They're trying to give all these details and, talk this person into buying the thing when they shouldn't be doing that. They should be buying, or they should be selling the actual appointment itself, right? Selling the value behind why they should want to talk to the closer or talk to the business owner or talk to whoever you're setting the appointment with, or maybe even talk to you, right? You're selling the next appointment for them to get on with you. So we're going to go through the script here. Now that we understand that, let's break this down a little bit. So a couple key pieces that you're going to want to get from the DMs, right? Because if you look back at any of our old videos, a huge thing that we talk about is making sure that, there's 7 things that any prospect needs to have to buy, right? There's pain, doubt, cost, desire, money, support, trust. Everything after pain is 100% predicated on if they have that pain. So doubt, cost, desire, money, support, trust, all that stuff is predicated on, do they have pain? So you can see here, right, what we're trying to do is, do they have any sort of pain? Do they have a job? Are they running away from something, right? So that would also be a form of pain. Do they have big goals, right? Do they have big desires of what they're looking to hit? So the reason I highlight this is because if you can get some of these key pieces of information just in your questioning, right, in your line of questioning, you will be in a really good spot, and it'll make it really, really simple for you to set the appointments. Now, if you look at this, you're probably like, Aaron, that's like a really short script. Well, the point of it is to be short. You don't want to go down, a crazy amount of questions, because remember, your goal is to get the general information to then set the next appointment. So if we're looking at here, right, so this is from keyword DM. So for example, if you're on Instagram, or if someone is messaging you inbound, you're saying some sort of keyword, they're sending that into you, and that means that they're already interested, right? They're at least a little bit interested in what you have to offer. So what we're going to do is, when they send that inbound keyword, let's say, it's RCA is our example, right? What we'll usually have automated go back to them, it'll say, hey, name, what had you interested in remote closing? So whether that's automated or whether you're setting this yourself, that's how you're going to want to start it. And the reason I like this question is because it gets them already thinking, why did you reach out, right? Why did you reach out and interested in XYZ? So for example, if you have a weight loss offer, it's so what had you interested about, losing extra belly fat? Or, why did you reach out to lose that? And then, because you answer the question this way, right, what had you interested? It then opens up a really big opportunity for them to give you everything that you need, right? So some conversations we'll show you here in the examples that we break down, the 7 examples, is sometimes they might give you one-word answers, right? And then you'll have to go in and actually dig in a little bit more. But other circumstances, like they're already reaching out and interested, so they'll give you a ton of stuff that you need. Like they'll break down like, here's my situation, this is what I want to get out of it, I hate my job, but whatever the pain point is. A lot of times they'll just kind of give it to you and they'll really express what's on there. But what I wanted to give here is, based on that response, right? So they're going to answer this question here. So in this example, what had you interested about remote closing, right? And they might just say, well, I'm interested in it because it sounds cool, right? That could be a really little bit harder to navigate those, but that then brings you to your follow-up questions, right? What are you currently doing for work? Why do you want to make more money? So why are you looking to get out of, working that job? If they say something like, well, I'm working a 9 to 5, but it's not the best thing for me. I'd say, okay, why you're looking to get out of that? Like what specifically you're looking to do? Why would you ideally be, or what would you ideally be making per month if you could? So again, with this one, you want to change it. If it's weight loss, ideally, how much weight would you want to lose in the next 3 months? So you're really just trying to figure out like, where are they now? Where do you want to be? What's holding them back? And like, what is their current situation, right? If you put it down into those 4 things. And I know this isn't like, a direct like script, say this based on what they say, is because it's a web of different things that you would go through. So there's not, one line of questioning that you would say is based on their response. You're going to have to just have a conversation with people. But these are just some primer questions that you can use to then, continue that conversation. So again, they're going to say this, they're going to, they might respond based on that. You're going to go through here. And if you can just get those 4 things, right? Where are they now? Where do they want to be? What's holding them back? What have they tried in the past? You can use all that information to then book a call. So then what you can do here is, you get that information from them, whatever. Really, the way that I look at it is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to financially qualify. So financially qualifying, what that means is at the end of the day, we have a course or program. As an appointment setter, you also have a course or program that you're attempting to set for. So without wasting a ton of time, we want to make sure that they have at least some resources or the willingness to move forward. That's why we ask, I just asked this question right off the bat, right? And why I have it at the top. Do you have a job? What do you do now for work? Because if they tell me, well, I'm unemployed, I'm not going to disqualify right away, but I'm going to ask them, okay, gotcha, you're unemployed right now. What had you reaching out specifically, right? Because if we can figure out that they have the willingness, then we can, maybe help them get a credit card or a loan or something that is going to help them move forward. Because resources and willingness are 2 completely different things, right? Money and willingness, if they have the money, but they don't have the willingness, they might not move forward. Other way around, you got to help them find, the resources if they do have the willingness to actually move forward. So that's why I always ask this question, what do you do for work? Because that's going to immediately help me financially qualify. And then I'm going to go down the rest of these questions to build the pain, the cost, desire, money, support, trust, all that kind of stuff. Assuming that you go through these questions and you figure out, okay, I know, I at least check a couple of those boxes off. The best thing for you to do, because you don't want to go too deep into it, because what's going to happen is if they get on the closer call, they're going to start to feel like it's a little bit redundant. So when you just ask these couple of questions and you say, okay, got it. So, based on all of that, I think what makes the most sense is to jump on a quick 15-minute chat to see how we can help you out, if at all. Is that something you're open to? And I like this question because, or the couple things going on here, right? 15-minute chat is setting the expectation that it is low maintenance, right? They don't have to like get on a 20-minute or, an hour-long call or anything like that. Keep in mind, you will want to change this if you think that they're qualified enough to get on with a closer. You might want to qualify a little bit more, but this one is just if they're going to jump on a quick call with me, right? A 15-minute chat. So you just say, 15-minute chat to see how we can help out. Is that something you're open to? And a lot of times when you ask, is that something you're open to? It's not like saying like, hey, let's jump on a call. It's like, is that just something you're open to? And more often than not, 99% of the time, they're going to say yes, right? Yeah, I'm open to learning what you can do to help me out. Because remember, they initially reached out to you. There's some sort of pain. And if you've built that pain, you can get them to set the call. Now, on the off chance, right, the 1% of chances that they say no to something that you're open to, you can then probe with the information that you figured out, right? So if they say no, I would say, okay, gotcha. Just curious why that is, right? They might give you some sort of objection or whatever. And then I would pull up, okay, well, John, you told me earlier that you really hate your job right now. And the reason you want to get out of it is to build a better life for your family, make more money, and build a legacy. Like, I'm just curious, is that still your goal, or did you just tell me that you don't actually want that thing? Oh, well, I actually want that thing. Well, John, I think what makes the most sense is for us to jump on a 15-minute call to see how we can help you achieve that goal. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, perfect. You go in and book the call. So there is some like objection handling jujitsu that you have to get over sometimes, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to say that they're fine. They're going to say yes. Then you're going to send them a booking link. So you send them the booking link for the conversation, to have, or for the closer, or for the triage 15-minute call if it's for you. And then a little sneaky hack that I like to do here is let me know when you book so I can make sure it comes through and with what email. So the reason I like to add this is it gives them almost like a little nudge to like do it at that very moment. Because I can say, hey, let me know when you book it. And then I need to confirm because tech is a little bit weird sometimes. So I just want to confirm it. And 9 times out of 10, when you add this, they'll go in and immediately do it. They'll do it and then they'll send you the email. I don't really care much about the email. Yeah, I can go cross-reference, but I just want them to send that to me and get almost like an added extra layer of compliance to then get them to move forward. So after that, you would send a homework video. So what that is, if you're working with a company, usually they'll have some sort of like pre-call video, right? It's a video that they need to watch before they jump on the call. You would send them that. And then I would say, hey, can you check this video out? Before we hop on the call, it will give you a quick rundown of what remote closing is and what it is all about. So that is in its entirety the script. Again, it's not necessarily like word. I gave you as much word for word as I can without taking into consideration what their responses are going to be. So I'm going to show you some example conversations, some of the objections if they come up. And in the future, if we do like a live objection handling or live appointment setting, we can definitely do more of a step-by-step and a word-for-word versions, or down below in the comments, you can let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so before we jump into the 7 live DM conversations, just want to give you a quick reminder down below in the description, the first link down there, just click that, open it up in a new tab. Don't go watch it just yet, but after you watch this video, you're probably going to want to figure out a step-by-step breakdown of how you can start using this skill today and start making money. So that video is going to just break down the whole process and show you exactly how to get started. And towards the end, if you want to learn how you can work more one-on-one with us so we can jumpstart your ability to start making money as soon as 30 days from now, then click that video, check it out, and let's jump back to the video. All right, y'all. So let's go through some of these conversations. So we're just going to click play here. So at the top there, he sent in a keyword, said, hey, just curious, what had you interested about remote closing? And here's an example of someone that just gives you everything right off the bat. So we said, honestly, I have to find another job so I could cover all my spendings because that way I could live without any pain in my stomach when managed to pay the bills. So we just gave kind of this whole long thing. And then I think the appointment setter actually just got, overwhelmed or something. And they didn't go through it, but they followed up and said, sorry for disturbing. If I may ask you one question, is it possible for me to work as an appointment setter? Although I'm not located in the US. So already right off the bat, they're giving a ton of information so you can tell they're in some sort of pain. Like they literally said, I have pain in my stomach because I can't afford, bills. And then they also followed up. So that they're super warm. So we said, all good, man. It could possibly work. Can I ask you what you're doing in the fitness world right now to make money? So again, we're trying to figure out, financially qualify a little bit. They are saying that they're having problem paying their bills, but that's not necessarily something to DQ off of right away. That could be actually a good thing that we've gotten in contact so we can help them get out of that pain. So thank you very much for your time. I work full-time as a Goddessy engineer, but I've been in fitness for myself for 4 years and counting. I have a big interest to help people learn how to exercise properly. So you can tell there's some sort of, motivation there. He's an engineer, which it sounds like that sounds like it's pretty good. And also I've been in Taekwondo for 12 years before I started to go to the gym. So I learned a lot about sports. So the conversation's good. It's flowing well. He's already given some sort of pain, some sort of desire in there, which is really good. And you can tell the setter, and this is how easy it is, guys. This person already knows that they're in pain and they want to get out of that. So we're just like, hey, he has a job. He has some sort of pain. It's like, thanks for sharing that. I think it would be worth jumping on a 15-minute chat if you're open to that. So not exactly the script that I shared you, a little bit shorter, but yeah. As you can see right there, they said, yes, that would be great. So they go in, they book in the call. I'm not going to go any further because I think there's probably personal information after that. But again, as easy as that, they get it booked in and we're able to move them forward. So next person here, same thing. Again, very beginning, they send in the keyword. We say, hey, name, thanks for reaching out. Just curious, what had you interested about remote closing? They say, it's about any business that will give me more earnings than our 9-to-5 job. So just wanted to try. So again, perfect segue into, okay, so can I ask what you're currently doing for your 9-to-5? They said, well, I'm working in the IT sector. So in my brain, information technology, right? Anything technology, it's like, okay, they're probably making decent money, right? So, okay, so that's cool. So ideally, where would you like your lifestyle to look like in each month versus what it currently is in the IT sector? So here's where we're trying to establish some goals where they now where do they want to be? Because what happens if you can put it in this way, instead of me saying how much money you're making, right? It's saying where are you now and it's saying where do you want ideally to be? So if they're like, well, I want to be making $2,000 a month, I would then question that, because it's like, well, if you want to be making $2,000 a month, you're making less than that. So like, then I got to dig a little bit more. So they say, I just want to travel more and explore world, but 9-to-5 jobs keeps me back of the table and work. So again, this shows some sort of pain. They have a desire that they want to travel a little bit more. So we're building up each of those beliefs that they need to have in order to buy. So it says, I know what you mean. That really does get in the way. Can I ask you what you're doing for wait. So this one was a fault of the setter, it looks like. So I think they just like maybe got confused with the conversation, but they said, okay, I got you. I think it would be work 15 minutes chat. You open to that. They said yes. We sent the link. They send the email pretty much right off the bat. We give them all the information. So of course, some of that stuff is bleeped out, so you can't see personal stuff. But again, easy as that. They sent over the email. We get the verification that they set the appointment. So again, very easy, pretty straightforward for that one. So this person, hey, Aaron, RCA, I'm interested to learn more about remote closing. Thank you. Again, very, very simple here. They're already reaching out. They already want to learn more about it. And we're getting them to move forward. So this actually, I do recognize this name. This person ended up moving forward. So that's a cool thing. So just curious what had you interested. So I work away from home, and it would be nice to find something I can do that brings me home or do as passive income while I'm away at work. So someone, again, they're traveling for work. So you say, I see what you mean. Can you elaborate on the working day from home? Does that mean like weeks or months or just during the day? So they said, yeah, I'm away in the oil field and I usually have internet access during my 12-hour day. So something extra to make some money would be great. So we're building up the desire of why do you want to learn this? So we know that they work in an oil field. We know that they have a little bit of pain. So again, we're not going in to try to sell remote closing to them. We're just going in to sell the next conversation. So it's, okay, gotcha, totally makes sense. Well, I think it would be worth a 15-minute chat. Are you open to that? And they'd say, yes, I could be available tomorrow. And then we say, okay, got it. Book in here. Let me know I have a good email. Like, it's so freaking easy, guys. Like, easy as that, easy as pie, as they say. Okay, next one here. Hey, name, thanks for reaching out. Just curious, what had you interested in remote closing? I'm a technical recruiter right now and going on site 5 days a week. I want to work remotely and saw the monthly earnings you can make from remote closing. Nice, man, gotcha. So ideally, what would you like your income to look like per month versus your current level? So again, it's very different. We were just like, hey, how much money you're making? But it's like, hey, like, where would you want to be? And then also like, where's your current level so we can see and kind of compare and contrast. So after taxes, I'm making about $5,000 per month, and I want to be making at least double that within a year or two in a perfect world. So perfect here, making $5,000 a month, wants to double that. So that's definitely doable. I would say highly doable and a good goal. I think it would be worth a 15-minute conversation. You open to that. Yes, I'm open to that for sure. Still at work though. Would it be working for you or another firm? And then, I don't even think, so we did break it down a little bit more. So it's awesome. Sounds good. My email is this. And then, we send the homework video. So again, another really, really easy one to get booked in there. Hopefully this is showing you, like, literally, if you could just copy and paste scripts, you can be an appointment setter and make $5,000 a month. Like, it's so freaking simple. All right, so next one here. Hey, name, thanks for reaching out. What had you interested about remote closing? A little bit longer one. Hey, man, just checked out your YouTube channel. Love the business model. I'm an entrepreneur, owner of fitness CrossFit. Like, right off the bat, this is already like gold. They own a business already. The business goes pretty good, and do have some spare time that I can use for remote closing. I liked what I watched, and I think RCA can be a pretty solid plan for me for the future. And I don't know. Oh, so what happened? So what happened here is, so that's the only thing, is there's a keyword right here that says RCA. So it automatically sent it back here, and it says LOL. See that? And then you just got to play off of it a little bit. And then so glad you're enjoying the content so far, man. Ideally, what would you like lifestyle/income to look like with the gym and remote closing per month versus current level? So they said, I would like to have a plus at least around 1.5 to 3,000 per month. With the gym plus that money is enough to support my lifestyle and my family. Obviously, it could get more, much better. So again, we know he owns a business, financially qualified. There's a little bit of desire there. So totally get that. Think would be open to a call. He said, sounds good. I do not know your time zone. I'm in Portugal. The best time for me is around blah, blah, blah. Is that good for you? And then we just sent them over the link. Get them locked in. They're good to go. And easy as that. next one, I think this is the last one, or we have 2 more. So let me go back a little bit more. So they said, hello, I've been following your progress for a while now, and I'm interested in learning what you do and maybe getting some mentorship. The link was not working for me. So they put in RCA, sends them the automatic message. And so I've always had an interest in escaping the 9-to-5, but learning how to produce passive income, I follow wealth and look for what might be good opportunities. So I said, that's awesome. Glad you've been tuned in and seeing the progress. Can I ask you what you're doing for your 9-to-5? So again, you always want to like just have a conversation with them, right? Figure out, you don't want to copy and paste scripts every single time. You can use the same frameworks in the scripts, but take what they told you or take what they tell you and then ask a question based on that, right? So what are you doing for your 9-to-5? Currently doing nothing as I'm graduating high school in June. So with this one, actually with this one, okay. So I decided it was not for me and I feel like my entire was more worthwhile. So what ended up happening here was a little bit out of sequence, but the setter, they sent in our pre-call link to give them an understanding of what remote closing was. And they said they just watched the video. I did not see the apply button. So there is an apply button on that video because it's out of sequence that he sent it in. But then he said, you can actually book here. And they said, great, thank you. I will look into booking an appointment. Yeah. And then they, I'm not 100% sure that this is one. I'm not sure if that one I like actually booked in, but just to give you an idea of how that goes. So again, same thing here. Just curious. This is like the 15th time I'm saying this. Just curious. What had you interested about remote closing? Hey, Aaron, being able to earn good money while working remotely. They said, I'd love to learn more about your work, Aaron. Closing is something that comes naturally to me in a different sales job I've had in my life. I've always become the top salesperson quite quickly in each environment. So based on this, I always want to see, what they're doing in sales, because if they already have sales experience, like it's going to be a really easy opportunity for them to see success. So I asked them, what are you doing in sales now? It's not, I'm a film producer these days, but I'm looking for something else to do as well as another revenue source. So I'm glad I asked because I had to verify. See what you mean. Ideally, then what would you like lifestyle and work to look like compared to how it is now? So I like to live financial freedom, to move around as I like, split time between a couple locations. So again, going crazy with giving examples. Traveling single father, in which I'd be able to almost all my film producing work remotely, plus doing the sales work is essential. So you can see there's a little bit of pain of not being able to spend time with the child. And also being able to, or not being able to travel where they want to and live in the type of freedom. So again, gotcha. Well, I think it's worth a 15-minute chat. You open to that. They said, yeah, for sure. I have time tomorrow if you do as well. I'm on PST. And then they say, all good. Actually book here. They book in. Let me know the email. They said, okay, totally. Here's the email. Thanks. We'll do that ASAP. And they got booked in. So I think that is actually, yep. So that's the last one. So hopefully this shows you how simple of an opportunity this is. If you could just have general conversations, you have the script, you can pretty much copy and paste it word for word. I feel like that's one of the easiest ways to make money online. So all that being said, guys, make sure to click the video on screen right now. It's going to bring you to our other appointment setting video. It's like 40 minutes of value, or you can click the link down in the description below. That's going to bring you to the video I talked about earlier, where it breaks you through over an hour-long training of how to get started using everything you learned in this video to start making money online and start doing it within the next 30 days. So click the video on screen, video down below. We'll see you guys on the next one.